All right, everybody, we're back, and today we're with my man, Jeremy from Renovo. I'm super excited to get into it with you. But before we start, this episode is brought to you by Renovo Financial. If you need a hard money loan, if you need a DSCR loan, everybody in the area that's actually making any money, they all use Jeremy, every single one of them. And that's what you should do if you don't want to screw the money up. But all right, let's get into it.
Nice bit.
My guy, oh, come on. I'm good with it. I'll get on the mic. Watch out. What the heck?
I'm loving this thing. It's psyched to be here, man.
Bro, I'm so happy to have you. Long time in the making.
Long time in the making.
Damn right, bro. Well, thank you so much for coming on, everybody. This is Jeremy. Jeremy is the guy for Renovo in the area. Literally all my friends use it. We got linked up mainly because of Santini. Santini's got a huge influence on everybody, so I'm glad that we got linked up.
Santini is the best.
Hell yeah, bro. How the hell did you meet Santini? I got to hear about this.
Santini, when I came to Renovo, Santini was working with the team. One of the most impressive guys that I've met in the area. I'll tell you the best thing.
Yeah.
The thing that I appreciate the most, or that I really notice. Business is amazing, obviously, killing it. Has a bunch of different sides of the industry with the wholesaling and doing his own flips and his own rentals and just really smart on how he compartmentalizes, but does everything really well. The thing that I love the most is how his team looks at him.
Yes, big facts.
You go to his events. His events are amazing, right? Probably the best events in New Jersey. You walk in, it's the same people that have been working with him this entire time.
Every year, yeah, every
year.
Single time.
Seems like the guy has no turnover. Just keeps growing. And keeps attracting and recruiting the best of the best.
It's really special, something they got going on over there. Because this is an industry with a lot of turnover. And for whatever reason, they don't have any turnover. He's doing it right.
It's a tough game, right? It's emotions can run high.
Yes.
Shit can hit the fan. You need the leaders who are good at adapting and staying in it with the group. And he clearly does that. He clearly is. Right. He started at the beginning with them, and he never forgot where he came from. So he's been in a relationship the past couple of years that I've been so excited about, and your podcast, did the pie. I mean, it just has great stuff to say, great energy, just a great dude. Damn
right, man. He really is. Heck yeah. That's a good client for you to have as far as getting your name out there.
He's a great client. He's a great referral source. Knows a lot of people. People want to be around him. Attracts people to the events, but also attracts people on social media and just people calling for advice. Yeah. I mean, I think he's been huge for you.
Huge, yeah, huge.
Mentor, something in the mentor.
Oh yeah, realm. He's like my biggest mentor. That's my boy.
How cool is that? Somebody who likes to see people coming up with him. Look, you got to perform, right? He's not recommending you or helping you because he thinks that you're a shit dude.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
A lot of people go to him. A lot of people want to be mentored by Santini, right? He's just there's something about you that's different, right? So you got to be a good person. You got to do what you say you're going to do. His moral standards are really high. So I think on the lending side, my team has been really good at living up to some of his expectations, and because of that, he's been amazing with sending us consistently new referrals. Central South Jersey, PA. I mean, he's the man.
Heck yeah, man.
So,
damn right. And here we are, all because of Santini. I dig it, man.
That's definitely the first step for sure. Right. Well, I got a lot of my guys who have been on with you. Tim T, Cheyenne, you know, I mean, so
half the guys that seriously, if you watch all these episodes, most of the guys in this area that are crushing, this is their Linda. So you're welcome. Here we go.
one more because I sent you a message. I screenshotted you the other day.
Yeah.
Right. I got a message when you went on. You did a quick little blurb, and my Facebook's blowing up with everybody saying Nick says you're the guy. Nick says you're the guy. Amazing. All about the network, right? All about the network.
It's all about the network. So, dude, tell everybody. I know how the heck did you get in? How did you get into this? You know, Jeremy's got a very good origin story, very unique cat. So
yeah, I'm a restaurant guy. You know, my background is washing dishes and prep cook, waiter, manager. My wife and I were lucky young to own our own places down in Miami. You know, had a really great run in terms of experience, but you learn young what it's like to be an entrepreneur. I was a borrower before I was ever a lender, so okay. I really segued from the restaurant world. Had some successes, had met some good people. Was able to start putting some investment money together, and built up a little bit of the real estate world. What all you guys are doing. So I did some flips, got some rentals. We're here in Philly right now, which we'll talk about. Eagles just won the Super Bowl, so we will we'll get there. Built up a rental portfolio here, and. Was never really a good investor. Wasn't really a good flipper. Never really picked the right rentals. I mean, it was just I definitely learned
the hard way.
Learned the hard way. A lot of fucking mistakes, man. But loved the game and really met some amazing people. And the group that I was borrowing from was an amazing family in New Jersey, the Siegel family, and they were doing some lending out of their foundation.
Oh, really? Okay.
They're a huge philanthropic group, and they have this family office in Warren, New Jersey, and it was a pretty wild setup. You'd walk up there, to this building that they owned, and there was probably, we'll call it 40, 50 people that worked in this office.
Okay.
But there were 5 or 7 of us that were there to make money. The rest of the group was all philanthropy. And then in the corner office was this, 85-plus-year-old man, Barry Siegel, who was one of the most impressive men you could imagine, with stories beyond belief, who had sold a really big company for a lot of money, and but came from nothing, and it was amazing. We were there, and my buddy Mike Schoenfeld, who I owe, a ton of my success and luck to have changed into this career. My buddy from kindergarten, man. Talking about how you got to take care of people. This is my boy. And
from kindergarten.
My boy from kindergarten. And, came up, and I was in Miami 15 years. We didn't speak for, a ton of time. Your life moves on, but really helped me transition into this world. And it was incredible. We were this tiny little group, putting some money out to some really cool investors.
Yeah.
It was a new world. This private money, hard money, was really an industry that amped up after the 2008 financial crisis, when kind of the big banks started getting out of this game.
That's when hard money and the private money really started getting into it.
Took a different life where we became, instead of this fringe asset group with this niche that nobody else it's doing, that we really became the fundamental and kind of the principal people to lend to real estate investors in our space, right? Yeah. Once you're talking big buildings like the ones behind us, the banks are still in there, but for the the guys who you and me really network with, the big banks got out of it.
Okay.
So we were lucky to be doing it at the right time.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was fun, man. We had a lot of fun. We still have, we work with really good people doing really cool things. We get to be on job sites. We get to watch people build these buildings, come up with this concept, buy a piece of dirt, make their dreams come true. I mean, it's a really cool, lucky career to have fallen into. But the best part is, we work with really great people. We work with really impressive entrepreneurs. You watch these podcasts that you're making. I mean, how motivational are these guys?
Oh my God! So it's crazy on another level.
And for you to be able to sit and talk, and I'm the only reason I get to be here is because I sponsor you, right? So we're going to take me out of the equation. How much do you get out of sitting with these guys for half hour, 45 minutes, an hour and a half? I saw one was Tim T, an hour and a half.
Yeah, Tim talks. That's my boy, bro. That's my guy. He's awesome.
How much can you get out of doing that? Actually, that's incredible.
I squeeze every drop. I really do. I squeeze every drop out of it. And I have made so many good friendships through doing this, of all the top guys that all the biggest Karens. Man, I've been able to soak up so much, and now that's like my network. Like, those are the people that I talk to on a weekly basis, some of them on a daily basis. So like, if those are the people that you're communicating with at all times, that levels you up. You're playing in a whole different field than most human beings.
Surround yourself by your group, right?
Exactly. And you're talking to all these people every single day too. So we feel a lot of the same things.
It's awesome. And not just watching how they are in their business, but learning from just how they are as people, and how you treat people, and how they are on the phone, and how, I've got the absolute best team. I'm really lucky that I get to sit here with you right now, that I get to be the person that, you and me went to the Sixers game, or I get to be the face of this local market. But the reality is that I've got this team that's out of control. Just a group of awesome people. And it's just great to work with other awesome people and be able to watch Santini, Francesco, Tim. I can go on these guys and see how they treat their team, and how they, how they've been able to build their business. And for me to grab some snippets of how they do it and try to bring it in with my team, is incredible. It's game changing.
Game changing. It really, really is.
It really is.
Yeah, it is.
So it's a great group down here. I live in North Jersey, so we're down here, Philly now. We happen to be big Philly sports fans, so we spend a lot of time down here, my family, but I live in North Jersey, so my exposure previously, when I was with the Siegel family, with the family office, was mostly in North Jersey.
Okay.
We also had a Philly contingency randomly, but very little of the Central South Jersey group.
Okay.
So the past 2 years, for me, since I've come to Renovo, that's been a really awesome part. I've really been, go to bed excited about growing this group that, it was Renovo had a small contingency when I came, and with the help from guys like you and Santini's and Tim's and Francesco's and Francis Longo's, and just, guys who have been really good to us. So it's been exciting, man. Really exciting.
Heck yeah, y'all are taking a stranglehold over here.
Yeah, we're doing well. We've been giving good service to people. Renovo is an amazing organization, Chicago-based. I mean, man, at some point you're going to meet these guys. 2 owners of Renovo are young, you know, one's 46, 47, the other's 41.
Oh, good.
Self-starters, hustlers, amazing human beings. Couple cool things on both sides. So one part is just, you know, the way they treat the internal team is awesome, and it's grown to be one of the, you know, the biggest groups in the country over the past 12 years, 13 years. And it's amazing to see how they treat people and to learn the same as I get to learn from these guys how to take care of my team. It's also great to learn from my bosses how to take care of people. The other side is how they treat the customer borrower relationship and experience is really second to none. So for me, coming from the hospitality world, and my first degree is from the Culinary Institute of America, man. I was, you know, I was in cooking school. I went to hospitality school down in Miami.
Yeah.
You know, I'm my real, you know, we talked about I'm a dishwasher, but really what I am at heart is I'm a hospitality guy. So to work for a team that really focuses on that and makes that as important as they do is huge. We send an NPS score. You know these fucking annoying surveys that you get, you go somewhere, you get the survey, right? And I don't think I ever filled these damn things out. And I, you know, maybe I shouldn't say that. I would have an amazing experience somewhere in a hotel or a restaurant.
And you fill it out.
And they, you know, online on Google, it's a small business, and they would ask you to do it. And my wife and I, you know, those random times we would do it. When Yelp came out, we were in the restaurant world, and you know, as much as you hate Yelp as somebody in who owns a business, for us, we were lucky enough to do really well in Yelp, and we our first restaurant. I mean, this place had been 30 restaurants in 30 years. You know, it had been just flowing through. And
we all know places like that.
Yeah, they're right. It's exactly.
Whoever opens up there, they're cooked.
Totally. No chance of making it. And I would say the single reason that we made it in this first location was because of Yelp. Because we gave good service and we were giving a good product, and enough people went online and talked about it and gave honest reviews. Not, you know, there's
not BS.
Man, there's some real assholes out there. You know, you read some stuff you really don't want to read. And as a business owner, I'm sure you could get 100 compliments, but you hear one negative thing, and that's all you think about. I mean, you know, that's what's flowing through your brain. These NPS scores, which is just, I think it's probably like the biggest survey company in the country. You know, it's not run through Renovo. And it's something that you can sign up, and it goes to all of your clients, and it becomes public information. It's not something that you know, it goes into their system, and people can look it up, and you're signing up for it, but you don't have control over how it goes.
Yes.
And the Renovo owners send a NPS to every single borrower. I mean, we're doing billions of dollars of these a year. There's thousands of people getting these scores. And if you ask the owner of, there's 2 guys, Kevin and Daniel. If you ask, there's more amazing people. The 2 main guys, the 2 founders, I should say. If you ask Kevin, who's the CEO, you know, what are his main goals as a company, consistently will say as a top 3 goal that getting 100, being ranked, you know, 100 on the NPS scores is going to
really
be
what he wants.
The top. And there's something about that that's amazing, right? It's not tough to give out money. You know.
Yeah, I guess not, huh?
We're in essence, we're on a private side, but we're people's call a quote unquote bank. It's not hard to get people who want to
Get money. Yeah.
It's much harder to get the money back, which is really, the science of our world.
Yes,
it's
yes.
why most people can't do what we're doing, but it's not hard to give it out. To give it out and give a shit about how the experience of that person was when they were getting the money. Banks suck, man. I mean, go get a mortgage on your primary residence. Go ask for a loan on a business. Go open a checking account. Do whatever. It's just everything is difficult, and to have somebody up at the top or a group up at the top who really focuses on, we know this is difficult, and it's really important that we make it as less difficult as possible. It's huge. And you don't do that by just being somebody who cares about the borrower. You do that by being a company that cares about your team and cares about the people who work for you. And you trust that if you're taking good care of your team, then they're going to take good care of the clients.
Yeah.
So my biggest belief of why we've been able to really grow Renovo in this market and throughout the country is because there's a leadership that stresses customer service, not just giving out money.
Okay. Y'all worried about perfecting the experience of your borrower.
Yeah.
And kind of the rest will take care of itself.
Yeah, dude, we want people to succeed.
Yeah.
There's an older saying in this world where there was a lot of shops that were loan-to-own shops.
All right.
And loan-to-own shops kind of means it's really easy to give out the money, right? So we're going to give you the money, and we're going to take it back.
And we know that you're going to fuck it up.
You're going to fuck it up. We're going to take it back. And we know that we've protected ourselves enough that
it will win when we take it back.
We're going to win somehow, just like the casino always, somehow we're going to win.
Loan-to-own shops. That's dirty sounding.
It's dirty sounding, right?
Sounding.
Man, it's, I hate to say that it still goes on as often as it does today, but it's still going on as often as it does today.
Oh, well, all right.
I'll tell you how it's evolved a bit.
Okay.
You have these rentals, right?
Yeah.
These rentals all around us here, outside this building. Cash flow is king, right? If you rent out a place, you got to make sure that the rent covers the overhead.
Yes.
Very basic, right? We're not
talking anything crazy here.
Does my rent cover my mortgage,
Yes.
my taxes, my insurance, my maintenance, whatever it costs me to run this thing? The numerator, the rent, the denominator is the expenses. Is the rent more than the expenses?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What if shit hits the fan, right? What if you go through, you lose it? No, right. And of course, real estate's easy, right?
I mean, and it's going to go really good.
It's passive income, they say. Anybody can do it.
Yeah. Mailbox money.
Somebody moves, man, I have these shitty, well, I'll give you a bet. I'll tell you the real example. Shit hits the fan, right? I told you I started buying these places. I bought these places. Philly people will have a little bit more understanding, but everybody can, most of the country knows Kensington. I mean, we see it, it's on the news. I mean, it's, not the best place in the country.
Nah.
But there were some areas on the Kensington Fishtown border, things that, I don't know, I didn't do the numbers correctly and didn't know my market well enough. And I bought these places on Herald and on Oakdale and, just on Firth, just these fucking streets, man, they're I'm not going there, I'm not going there.
No, I know you're not.
So they turn over, and in the beginning, they were actually great. That was my mortgage. My these DSCR mortgage. Maybe we were paying $800 a month for some of these things, right? So my overhead on this bottom side, I've got my low mortgage, and the costs are low, right? And the rent, maybe we were getting $1,000, $1,100. Then, first of all, COVID hits, obviously didn't help much.
No.
But take that out of it. You lose a tenant for a month, 1 month. So these are tenants that every year are turning over. They're not.
Yes. They're not.
These weren't families. These were, this was me doing bad business and buying the wrong places for me, for my comfort zone. There's great landlords in these areas, right? There's guys who really know how to do it. I'm just not that guy. So you lose somebody, right? You lose somebody for a month. Okay, so now that numerator, when you take it up 1 month over the month, is the same. But now when you take that numerator, your rent through the whole year,
now looking.
You lose 1 month, you lose 2 months. But that denominator, nothing's changing, right? Your mortgage is the same, your taxes are the same, your insurance is the same. None of that's changing. So these are bad places, right? These are places that probably I should not have bought. Yeah. There's lenders out there that they'll allow the ratio to be either one to one, so where the rent exactly covers the overhead, right? Or even less, where the rent doesn't even cover the overhead.
Oh, wow.
And maybe they've seen the borrower owns a bunch of rentals. Maybe so they think the experience kind of mitigates it, or the borrower has a bunch of cash in the bank. Whatever reason they've given to justify doing the loan.
Yeah.
But then things go bad. And
yes.
These guys aren't standing there by the borrower and holding them to the finish line. They take the place, right? I mean, they're
they gank it.
At some point, the borrower stops paying. There's no cash flow. They go take the place. So it's important for me to be a bit more consultative, to really understand the borrower, understand their long-term goals, understand, where they came from, where they want to go, and come up with a real plan. For me, a real plan, and not to go too, nerdier into the numbers and everything here, but let's say instead of that 1-to-1 where it's just covering, we shouldn't be any less than 1.2, right? That means you lose somebody for a month, you have some more expenses that you were thinking, whatever it might be, you're still protected.
It's not going to kill you.
The problem is the loan might be less, so you might be cashing out a little bit less. You might have to come to the table with a little bit more money. And where the problem with some lenders is they'll just accept that. They'll accept you saying, I want to come to the table with less, or I want to take out more, rather than saying, but you told me your long-term goal was this. You want to be in this game for the next 20 years. I'm telling you that there's formulas that work and formulas that don't work. Some guys make it, some guys don't. The guys that don't make it, or many of the guys that don't make it, are the guys that take out more money than they should be taking out, that are just over-leveraging themselves.
Yes.
That when the shit hits the fan, whether it's controllable or not controllable, and most of the time it's not controllable, they're just left and figuring out how to cover. So do you want to be the guy who's reinventing the wheel and trying to do something differently than the people who have succeeded have done it? Are you smarter than every one of these guys that have been doing it well?
Probably not.
It's just it doesn't make sense. So so that loan to own, or just finding that relationship's important, because it's easy to put the money out, but it's harder to get it back. It's easier for a borrower to take our money
than to pay it back.
It's harder for them to pay it back. So having a common goal and knowing that this is a team game, right? This is not. I'm not sitting over here as your lender and you're compartmentalize and over here is the borrower, and your contractors are over here, and your lawyers over here, and your whole team that's getting you through this. It's a circle. I mean, everybody's got to work together and bring what they're good at to the table with the goal of everybody succeeding. The contractor gets paid, the lawyer gets paid, the lender gets their money back, and all of us get to watch the borrower succeed. And as the borrower succeeds and as the borrower grows, we get to grow with them.
Yeah. Trying to do a bunch of deals with people, not one and done.
No one and done.
No one and done.
Those don't generally go well. Those are the me's. I'm not. I did more than one, but those are the me's that really aren't good at this or didn't do the effort enough to learn how to flip well enough or learn how to buy the correct rental unit. There's guys who are really good at this. I love hearing you with the mentorship, with in general just the concept of mentorship, and then Santini. Not to keep bringing his name into this, but finding the right person. I mean, the amount of people in this game that have not gone to college is amazing. It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, a lot of interesting cats. We'll do this.
Whatever route they took, and maybe that was became plumbers or tradesmen, an HVAC guy or an electrician, carpenter, and they were really good at that, and they were the best at that, and then they were able to transform it into this. Or, man, this era, just some guys, they're learning on TikTok. They're learning on social media how to do this, and maybe they're making some mistakes, but there's some really impressive guys out there. I've got this guy, Rich Weber. Have you met Rich Weber?
You know what? I don't think I've met him in person.
Yeah, I got to get.
Get me with him.
This guy's 21 years old.
Yeah,
he's up to 120 rentals. He had put together his original, his original nest egg.
Yeah,
with Uber Eats. Instacart. He delivered for Instacart.
Get out of here.
Saved $50,000 or whatever the number is. I'm only saying this because he's open about it. This isn't confidential lender info. I don't think the guy graduated high school. I mean, he maybe got his GED. He is a hustler. He's out there. Okay. He works all the time. He's on his job sites. He's, now we're helping him.
20 units, a lot of units.
21 years old.
Crazy. I just replayed that in my mind. So he's
addicted to it. He loves it. He'll tell you. He doesn't go out. He doesn't like restaurants. He doesn't.
Clearly not.
Still lives at home. Oh, just 120 units. Guys still living at home. Great of a story is that.
Oh my God, you and I, neither of us would do that at 21. Oh my goodness.
Oh man, if I did that at 21.
Yeah.
I mean, I did some dumb shit at 21.
That's it. Not that. I wish it was that.
I wish it was that. I'm a bit older. I'm 42. You're.
I'm 32.
Okay.
Or 33.
Did you grow up social media, or was social media part of your life, or like what era did that come in?
Like college.
It wasn't like this where like it could be education. There's
God, it wasn't educational at all. Yeah.
So it's there's a lot of negative parts of social media. I've got kids. I've got a 12-year-old girl. I've got a 4-year-old girl. So let's say with the 12-year-old, I'm really cautious of more than I ever was about social media. But man, there's some great stuff, and you could go on these things, and you go through these reels. I'm up at night going through these wormholes of these reels, and what you watch, these algorithms pump out that stuff, and you get into some of these wormholes of real estate investors, or just investors, or motivational business guys, or whatever it is. You really learn a lot from these guys.
You learn so much. The information is all right there. It is. this is a great time if you try to learn and get some money.
At least to get your foot in the door,
Yeah.
maybe it doesn't get you to where you need to be. Maybe eventually you got to reach out to one of the people.
Of course.
And maybe you get a mentor, and maybe you join a mastermind. As you're growing, you keep doing it. But these guys, talking about people who have seen succeed and not succeed, the guys who have like a real thirst for knowledge and are out there just trying to keep learning and see who's doing things they're not doing. And then they're at the real estate meetup, they're at the events, these guys, they're flipping 100 houses a year, but they're still out there learning from other people and giving their knowledge to other people. And those are the people that I've really seen do well. So, to have someone like a Rich Weber, 21 years old.
That's crazy.
Taught himself the game. Now he's out there really learning to make it into a business. This guy's going to be going for 20 years, 30 years, probably just building the portfolio that long. And if he really wanted to, he could probably stop today, he kind of just run this portfolio that he's got going and make it the best that he could make it. Seeing someone like that, 21 years old, man, that's motivating. And then you get, that you see them grow through it. You see some of these, we talk of these Tims, Tim's a little older, man. This fucking story Tim has.
I know.
Talk about just like knowing who you are and unapologetic to anybody for anything and just being awesome at being himself.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Awesome at being himself.
Amazing, right? Seeing where he's at, I love watching him with it. He goes and buys himself the cars and he buys himself the jewelry and he
got the Gucci sneakers.
He's always got the Gucci or something. I'll get a call that he's coming up to my area. He's going into New York. Going to. Fucking cool is that? You hear his story and this is what he's doing now.
I know. It's incredible.
A lot of us live in a dream, right? This is a lot of us doing stuff that, you and I have talked and had some great conversations where I've got to hear, where you came and how you started over into the wholesale world. You didn't even know what the fuck wholesaling was, huh? Yeah. You had some random encounter with a guy that you were working with that said, and sparked something, and here you are.
And then I got on YouTube, and here we are.
I love your way. Seriously, it's a really cool niche. Real estate investors, it's something.
It's a very niche, weird part of the world, I'll tell you.
Well, especially here, especially down in this market, it's really wild. North Jersey, South Jersey, these are different. They might as well be different countries.
Oh, that's Philly?
Well, they're just North Jersey from South Jersey.
South Jersey are different.
So, when you hit that Central Jersey line, it's a really different world. Something cool. The South Jersey group, everybody knows each other. Your network,
so cool.
Everybody knows each other.
Everyone knows each other. It's so clicky in the best ways.
In a great way.
In the best way. If you're doing anything good, like everyone knows.
In a great way because it's great people. I probably could have taken a turn if that group ended up being a bunch of shitty people.
No, but these are all great people that just full stand-up business.
And help each other and team up to do things. You go to these events, your Santini or Phil Vaughn, love Phil Vaughn.
Phil's my man. I love Phil.
You go out with these groups, and it's you see a lot of the same people at each of them, and it's cool to see how everybody collaborates, and there's room for everyone to make money. There's lots of deals out there. HVAC guys are at the events, the electricians, the framers, like every, kind of how we talked about, it's got to be this circle, this team circle. You go to North Jersey and it's pretty separated. It's North Jersey is the most densely populated part of the country, right? It's literally in the entire United States.
Is that true?
New Jersey as a state is the most densely populated, but because... you go into Essex County and Hudson County. You know, it is a lot of people. It's a lot of units. There are a lot of investors, a lot of landlords. You know, there's bigger buildings. And part of that makes it a little bit more of a separated community. There's some events that go on, but there's nobody who does it anything like what, you know,
what any of these
a couple hundred. Did you? I think I saw you at the last day.
Yeah,
for the holiday one,
yeah.
right? There's hundreds of people there, but it's not hundreds of random people.
No,
it's a lot of
people.
And if you don't know everybody, you know, there's a lot of easy degrees of separation that, like, you could walk up and talk to pretty much anybody without it being just a cold
it's not
conversation.
cold. Yes, exactly. It's not like cold outreach.
North Jersey's a little bit different like that. No better, no worse. But it is a different world. And it's a different investor, and it's just a different group up there.
Yeah,
So
different culture.
it's a different culture. Maybe the reason why, and we do need to talk about this a little bit.
Yeah.
We're such big Philly sports fans. And we do need to talk about this because I don't know when this is going to air, Nick. But we know when we're filming, right?
Yeah.
Like today, what's the date today?
The 11th?
11. What month? What month? What year? Give me a full date.
Dude, it's the 11th. It's February 2025. The Birds just won the Super Bowl. Let's go. Go Birds.
Birds just won the Super Bowl 2 days ago. Two days ago. This place was on fire.
Yeah.
Place was on fire.
Literally on fire.
The place was literally on fire. So it is even in the sports world. You go up to a Giants game. You know, I grew up in North Jersey, we're in the same area where I'm living now. I was a huge Randall Cunningham. My dad was a Jets fan. I was a huge Randall Cunningham fan. That was my family's, foray into Philly sport.
Okay.
I mean, you go to a Giants game and, fucking Giants. Besides the fact that I hate the Giants, just like it's just more separated. You have a tailgate next to a tailgate. There's so much less interaction.
Okay.
As a group. And the hustle bustle up there is different. This is a lot of New York City.
Yeah.
People who work in New York are, just affected by that New York kind of
energy
grind. Yeah, it's very fast, man. You're getting into the elevators, people don't say hi. It's just that, like, it's and everyone's into their own thing. You come down to these Philly games, man. You step down into the parking lot over there, and you could screw up with anybody. You could have the best time with anybody. My wife and I.
If you have Philly stuff on.
Oh yeah. Very well said. And very important. Yeah. We watched in Oscar's Tavern. So my wife and I, we had a babysitter. Took our kids for a couple of days. They didn't have much of a place down in the middle of Philly for the Super Bowl. We came down for a couple nights and we went to Oscar's Tavern. We were really lucky to meet these guys that got us into this just very local bar that had shut down for regulars, 80 regulars.
Oh, cool.
And this was the coolest experience I could imagine. I mean, these guys, my wife was calling it like the Minions. She was saying we were all like the Minions because, like, someone could breathe and we all jumped up and were cheering. I mean, this game went so well from the beginning to the end that there was really there was no point where you really thought that we weren't going to win this game.
Oh, it was a wrap.
We really, we beat them up pretty well. And every single thing that happens, this group of real regulars in Philly is jumping up. I had met two guys at a bar the night before who gave my wife and I the tickets. And so you never knew any of these people before. Man. And you were just celebrating together. You're jumping up and hugging. I mean, this is like, these are my friends for life. Yeah. So, we exchanged info at the end. I mean, so the same as we're talking with the difference in my North Jersey, investors and borrowers and down here, it's a really cool group down here. It's a really just came from a different thing. it's a different hustle. It's different than the New York hustle where you just go. It's guys who just worked really hard coming up from wherever they came up from. You know, I would say where the North Jersey is, it's more people who went to college and you know, kind of went the natural path. Maybe they went into investment banking or they were Wall Street for a while and then didn't like it. So switched careers.
Okay.
You know, a lot of that. You know, we see a lot more of that stuff up there, as opposed to down in this area.
Oh yeah, down over here, like
We talk.
so different. It's not like that. It's not that common. And like usually people didn't go to college or they went to like, you know.
But you came down here for school, right?
Yes, I did. Drexel University. What do you want to do?
Were you was that a plug for Drex?
No.
It shouldn't be.
It should be. They should give me some money. Yeah, give me some money.
And still looking for more sponsors.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, it's been a great ride. It's been really cool. Been doing this lending side now, 6 years, and I'm really looking forward to watching you. To watch, I love the pod and was really excited to be a part of it in any small way that I could be. Just really looking forward to the next, chunk of years of watching some really awesome people grow, do awesome things. Maybe we all end up someday retired and just chilling and get to hang out in the good life and really enjoy the fruits of the labor.
Heck yeah. Dang right.
But in the meantime, we're gonna keep going, right?
Yeah, we're gonna rip
getting
it.
some time together. Keep getting some Sixers games. I hope some
Same
Eagles
here.
games next year. A bunch of business together.
Dang right. A bunch of business together. Let's go.
And, man, let's keep doing it.
Let's keep ripping, man. Let's go. Heck yeah. Hopefully this is a year of a lot of money together.
Yeah,
Heck
man. A lot of money, a lot of good times, good people, good vibes.
Facts.
Let's watch a lot of people grow this year. I'm looking forward to next year at this time. Maybe we reconnect and
Yes.
and go over exactly how it went.
I think that's a good idea. Hopefully by that time I'll be borrowing from you.
Anytime.
My G, thank you so much.
Appreciate you, buddy.
All right, everybody. Happy hunting.